Hi, I'm Nigel Pearson. I'm the math head, and if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're trying to figure out how math is important in your everyday life and what it can do for you. I'm the math head, and the purpose of this channel is to explain to you why math is important and how it's applied in everyday life and the overall success of the world. The first thing I want to explain is that math is not a spectator sport, and math is not a standalone skill. I'll explain what that means later. But first, I want to tell you a story. When I was younger, I was very bad at math. I was very good at English, history, all the other subjects because I had a good memory. But I was very bad at math because math is about problem solving. And that's why math is important. It teaches you how to solve problems. When I was in high school, I flunked out on math. My teachers literally just passed me on through. Some kids couldn't read, they passed them on through. Some kids didn't know history, they passed them on through. And I thought because I passed high school that I was all in the clear. Not the case. Because when I went to college, I flunked out of college because of math. And guess what? I spent a lot of my adult life flunking out on life because I didn't learn math. Right? Couldn't get good jobs. Couldn't make good deals, business deals. Couldn't make good deals for buying cars. Mathematics is important for all of that. Mathematics teaches you to analyze a problem. Here's why it's important. The first thing to understand is that math helps you evaluate a deal. Okay? Arithmetic is, everyone knows arithmetic. Plus, minus, multiplication tables, fractions. These are all very important. And the reason why is because they teach you to evaluate a deal. If you're trying to buy a car, you need to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, fractions, etc. to find the best deal. If you're trying to change cities, what if you get a job in New York City that pays $100,000, but you are living in Alabama and you had a job that was paying $70,000? It sounds like a great deal up front, but actually that's a terrible idea because $70,000 in Alabama will take you a lot further than $110,000 in New York City. Arithmetic teaches you to evaluate a deal. Another reason why math is important is algebra. Algebra teaches you to find the unknown equation. For example, many times you'll see a math problem that says 2x plus y equals 10. It sounds kind of stupid. And if you're sitting in your 6th grade algebra class, then you'll never understand what that means until you get out in the real world. In the real world, you'll have to figure out unknown things. You'll only have one part of a situation and you'll have the results. I'm going to use an example of painting. How much time does it take for paint to dry? Just as an example, let's assume that you're a painting contractor. You know that on an average day, it takes 1 hour for paint to dry. But what if it's a rainy day? What if it's cold? There's another factor that you completely don't exactly know about until you evaluate the situation. And if you're looking at a stupid math problem in 6th grade, X doesn't mean anything to you, but the weather of the temperature, if you're trying to paint, that's X in real life. If you're trying to change a tire and you don't know what size tire to change, that's X in real life. If you're looking at 2 women that you want to date and the end goal is marriage, having kids, whatever, right? Both of those women look beautiful. But what are the women's attitudes like? That's X. What do they value? That's X. How do they respond to your family? That's X. Do they even like your family? That's X. Algebra is about figuring out the unknown to get to the result that you want. Geometry is another aspect of math that can be applied in the real world. Let's go back to the painting issue. If you're trying to paint a room, you would need 1 liter. Obviously, you don't need 1 liter for 100 square feet of paint. Obviously, you need way more than that, but I'm using this as an example. You might need 1 liter for 100 square feet of paint. How many feet are the square feet? Are the 100 square feet? How many feet are there in length and width? That's a geometrical concept. Square feet. Geometry helps you understand the world around you. Arithmetic helps you count and manipulate numbers. Algebra helps you solve for the unknown. Geometry helps you understand exactly what you're looking at in life. How many socks do you have in your drawer? How many shirts can you fit in your drawer? How many people can you fit in your car? All of these are geometrical concepts. You have to understand the interior of your car, the interior of your dresser, the interior of anything so that you can know how much you can fit. If you cram a bunch of clothes inside of your dresser or you cram a bunch of people in your car, they will be very, very uncomfortable. But if you understand the square footage, the seats, the cubic feet, then you can easily maximize it. What is math? The first thing I have to say about math is that math is a science. It's the study of space, numbers, quantities, and relations. The second thing that I have to say about math is that math is not a standalone skill. If you sit around and do math problems all day, you're going to be completely bored. I was completely bored in high school. That's why I flunked out. I didn't understand what math is for. Math should never, ever, ever be done alone. Math should be coupled with different skills. It should be coupled with meteorology to figure out the weather. It should be coupled with chronology to figure out the time. It should be coupled with physics to create all the gadgets that you like in real life, your cell phones, your computers. Math is not a standalone skill. It is always coupled with something else. And my final message, a message my father used to tell me throughout my entire childhood that I never ever understood what it meant until a couple years ago. Math is not a spectator sport. What does this mean? A spectator sport is a sport that you sit down and watch. Football is a spectator sport. You watch it and there's no effort. Video games is a spectator sport. You watch it and there's no effort. Basketball is a spectator sport. You watch it and there's no effort. Mathematics is not a spectator sport. Nobody watches professional mathematics. People watch professional basketball. People watch professional porn. They don't watch professional mathematics. The only people that participate in math are those who are actively trying to get it done. So if you want to learn math, you're going to have to work at it actively. You can't sit there and enjoy it. You have to practice it over and over and over and over again. And you have to understand why you're doing it, which is the purpose of this channel. We're explaining why you're doing it. There's a million channels that will tell you how to do an equation, how to do geometrics, how to do algebra, how to do calculus. There's a lot of channels that know how to do that, how to explain that very well, but we're not here to do that. We're here to explain to you why you're doing it, why it's important for your life, so that you don't end up like me and a lot of kids who just flunked out of school, got passed by their teachers, and didn't really figure out why it's important until later. All right, thanks for watching this video. I'm Nigel Pearson. I'm the Math Head. And if you like the contents of this video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video.